Come with me, little neshama. Don't shy away, do as you're told. There's a little child waiting to be born today. You're to be his spark, his soul. But the I'm so afraid. Come with me, little neshama. It's time you face your destiny. As we fly beneath the clouds, now I will show you. There's so much you can be. Yes, I can see Kedusha over there. Look, someone's learning Torah. There's another deep in prayer. I will stay here if you answer me. It's all I need to know. Promise me, dear friend, that I too will be like them. Come with me, little neshama. Oh, it's a task that I must do. As I tap you on the lip, you will forget me. You're on your own, it's up to you. Come with me, little neshama. Let me hold you in my hand, and we'll fly away, you and I together, a place above the land. But there, Malachon, no, I don't want to go. I'm not ready to go with you. Where you take me, I don't know. Let me stay right where I am. There's so much more I need to do. Don't make me go away. Can't you see I'm so afraid? Come with me, little neshama. I've only come to take you home. There's no need to fear your destination. You've earned a place right by the throne. The place right by the throne. שומע הכאב עולה מתוך הנשמה אדם נופל לפני שהוא שוקע בתפילה קטנה חותך את הדממה שמע ישראל אלוקיי אתה כל יכול נתת לי את חיי נתת לי הכל בעיניי דמעה לבוכה בשקט כשהלב שותק הנשמה זועקת שמע ישראל אלוקיי עכשיו אני לבד חזק אותי אלוקיי עושה שלא אבחר הכאב גדול ואין לי על לברוח עושה שיגמר כי לא נותר בי כוח like angels in the sky in a garden full of glory the galaxies so brilliantly related ultimately high on that first page of our story till the time our parents were created envious brother came through a blow so mad and chilling tragically he never did recover it's really so insane all our selfishness that's killing the strangers who's our sisters and our brothers so listen brother listen friend just a little smile helping hand the world will find a loving kind humanity we must teach the children to treat your fellow friend like they do you the world will find such peace and mind and unity ages rushing by writing chapters full of sorrow of self-destructions we are weaving if we don't even try there's no hope for our tomorrow what's the worth if we're not achieving so listen brother listen friend just a little smile a helping hand and the world will find the loving God mind and unity.
Welcome to the Yeshiva Teres Chaim Teres MS Annual Gala. Celebrating 40 years of partnership between the Yeshiva parents and our community. My name is Eli Rizel, and I am a proud alumnus of the Yeshiva. I am also a parent of a son currently attending and children who have graduated from the yeshiva. I say this every year, but she gets better every year. I am also the proud husband of one of the most incredible women in the world, your very own Mrs. Nechama Reizel. I feel privileged to take part in tonight's event, and I look forward to sharing an enjoyable and inspiring evening together. At this time, let us take a moment to recognize the administration, the faculty, the staff of Yeshiva Teres Chaim, Teres Emes, who dedicate their lives to providing the highest quality Torah chinuch and secular education to our children. The president of our yeshiva, Mr. Marcos Lapchik. Round of applause. Together with our executive board and board of directors, contribute untold hours of their precious time to help the yeshiva on a firm material and financial foundation. We greatly appreciate all of your work. We welcome Rabbi Ben Zion Chait, founding Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshiva Teres Chaim Teres Emes, and my Rebbe, currently the director of the National Torah Initiative of Yeshiva Chavetz Chaim. Your ongoing support for and continued involvement in our growth is an inspiration to us all. We are also very honored to have a number of Chashuva Rabbanim, Mechanchim, and educators from throughout South Florida in attendance. We thank you all for your leadership and inspiration and for gracing this occasion with your presence. Additionally, we acknowledge the presence of the Roshei Kollel and Avrechim from the community Kollelim of Miami Beach. I did that on purpose. North Miami Beach, Hollywood, Aventura, Boca Raton. We feel so privileged to partner with the Kollelim, Rabbanim, and Mechanchim of our community as South Florida continues to develop as a major Makom Torah. We acknowledge the leadership of Dr. Alan Jacob for his incredible work as chairman of the Jewish Leadership Coalition and Teach Florida. In that role, he has enabled our yeshiva and others to receive unprecedented government aid in the form of scholarships for parents and enhancements to our school security. We also express our appreciation to Dr. Jacob for the Chanoich Lenar project, which provides funding for student evaluations, therapy, and mentoring students in need. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Alan Jacob. We are grateful for the presence of YTCTE alumnus Rabbi Avram Luban, Associate Director, Agudas Yisrael of Florida. The Aguda remains focused on procuring and increasing major government funding and services for our yeshiva. We acknowledge Mayan Bloom and Batya Lisker and express our gratitude to the Greater Miami Jewish Federation for their substantial ongoing support of our school. We welcome the following public servants who are showing their support by joining us this evening. Miami Beach Mayor and YTCTE parent, our very own Stephen Miner. Newly elected North Miami Beach Mayor, Evan S. Piper. North Miami Beach Vice Mayor, Fortuna Smuckler. North Miami Beach Commissioner, Daniela Jean. North Miami Beach Commissioner, Phyllis Smith. And North Miami Beach City Manager, Mario Diaz. We have a very special program tonight, and we thank you all for being here. Another thank you. We also welcome and thank Rabbi Mark Rosenberg, the Florida Director of Chesed Shalemes, Chief Chaplain of the Florida Highway Patrol, and liaison for the greater Jewish community. We thank you for your work on behalf of the community and specifically on behalf of our yeshiva. Our hearts and thoughts have been riveted to the plight of our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael and throughout the world. As we daven for Yeshua's for all of Klal Yisrael, please join us as we say 2 kapitlach of Tehillim together in their zechus, followed by Achenu. Please have in mind 8 of our alumni who are currently fighting to protect Eretz Yisrael. Uri Turk, Uriel Yisrael ben Leah Sarah, Elisha Fuchs, Elisha David ben Yehudas Bracha, Yitzchak Shapiro, Yitzchak ben Chana Bracha, Josh Hyman, Shmuel ben Rachel, Chaim Len, Chaim Eliezer ben Rivka, Shmuli Len, Shmuel Yaakov ben Rivka, Zechariah Moskowitz, Zechariah ben Devaris Zar Elisha, and Chaim ben Dehan, Chaim ben Rivka. It is my honor to call upon Rabbi Ephraim Palgan, South Campus Head of School, and Rabbi Yaakov Kier, Rosh Kollel of our Kollel Mechanchim Zichron Yitzchak Isaac, to lead us. You will find the Tehillim displayed on the video screens. We will be saying Perek Kuf Chaf Aleph and Perek Kuf Lamed. Everyone is asked to please rise. We respectfully request that all cell phones be silenced.
Shir Lamalos, Esoi na Yeloharim, Meyayin Yavo Ezri. Ezri, Meyim Adonai, Osei Shamayim Voretz. Al Yitein Lamot Laglecha, Al Yonum Shomrecha. Hine Lo Yonun V'lo Yishon, Shomer Yisrael. Adonai Shomrecha, Adonai Tzilcha, Al Yad Yaminecha. Yom HaShemesh lo yakeka, v'yoreach b'loila. Adonai yishmarcha mikol ra, yishmar es nafshecha. Adonai yishmar tzeis chovoecha, me'ata v'yad olam.
Before the next kapitel, I just want to go off script for a second and recognize the presence of Commander Adam Medina, who's standing right in front of me. Adam is a graduate of Torah Semes, a member of the first graduating class of the Rohr Middle School. Adam commanded a battalion of special forces into Gaza, and he joined us here this evening, even though he's headed out of town early tomorrow morning, just to say thank you for the tefillos on his behalf, on behalf of the other soldiers who are graduates of our yeshiva, and for all the troops in Eretz Yisrael. Shira. Adam, you're walking Kiddush Hashem. Shira malos mimama kim krosicha Adonai. Adonai shema v'koli tienas lecha kashuvos lekol tachanunai. Im avonos tishmarya Adonai miyamod. Ki emecha slicha leman tivarei. Ki visi Adonai ki v'sa nafshi v'lidvaro hochalti. Nafshi ladonai mi shamrim laboker, shamrim laboker. Yachel Yisrael el Adonai, kim Adonai chesed varbe imo fidus. Vehu yiftes Yisrael mikol avonosav. Achenu kol beis Yisrael, nanzum betzarava shivya, omdemem bayam v'vem b'yabasha. Hamokni rachem aleim yotzim mitzara levaka me'afei la'ora me'shibet legula. Hashda b'agalav zman kariv v'nomar. Amen.
I just wanted to continue, in continuing the program, I just want to say of a short story that I recently heard, which I think really puts tonight into perspective before we move on with our program. A bunch of years back, there was an engagement between two couples, the Frieds and the Schachters, and they were having an engagement party that night. Of course, both sides' families were invited to the engagement party, including the grandmother on both sides, Mrs. Fried, the grandmother of the Chassan, Mrs. Schachter, the grandmother of the Kala. It's a true story I recently heard. When they come to the engagement party, Mrs. Fried walks in, the elderly lady, and she's introduced to the other grandmother on the other side, Mrs. Schachter, who's wheeled in a wheelchair. And Mrs. Fried says to Mrs. Schachter, you know, the last time I saw you, you weren't able to walk either. Everyone's taken aback. How rude. That's how you start this relationship? Everyone was shocked. And Mrs. Fried says to Mrs. Schachter, you don't remember me? It was 1944 in the summer. I remember it like yesterday. And me and you were together in the concentration camp. And the Nazis knew that the end was coming. They knew that it was over. But instead of liberating the camp, they took us on a death march. They walked us for miles and miles without any water. And I remember walking together with you. We were walking next to each other on the march. Neither of us had any energy. We could barely walk, but we knew that if you fall down in exhaustion, you get shot on the spot. And there have it, you collapsed right in front of me. I looked at you. I'll never forget that look. Your eyes looked back at me with the look that said, I have no energy. I cannot take another step. Whatever happens, happens. I saw the guard turn around and come back. I knew I had a split second, said Mrs. Fried. And in that moment, I had no energy myself. I bent down and I grabbed you and I carried you the entire way until we were both liberated. But Mrs. Fried looked at Mrs. Schachter at the engagement party and she said, you know what? For all these years since then, I always thought that I was carrying you on that day. But tonight, I realized that I was carrying my own children. Tonight is not about the wine, it's not about the meat, although the meat and the wine is great. Tonight is about dedicating ourselves to our yeshiva, about committing ourselves to our yeshiva. Tonight is about supporting our yeshiva. But tonight I think we realize something extremely important. We may have thought that our support was carrying the yeshiva. I think tonight we realize that our support is carrying our own children. Chelkeinu, may we all be zeiche to have tremendous hatzlacha with our partnership together with the yeshiva. It is now my covet to call upon one of our Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Yisrael Yitzchak Naiman, to deliver Divrei Bracha in honor of the yeshiva and partnership that we all share.
Good evening. Rishus, Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbonim, Mechanchim, administrators, teachers, and all of you here, our partners. Gives the entire Yeshiva Torres Chaim, Torres Emes, Hanhola, and staff tremendous chizuk when we see so many people come out to mechazik us, to encourage us, to thank us, to show appreciation for what the yeshiva is doing for the Talmidei HaYeshiva and the community at large. This is not an ego trip or so that we can feel good about ourselves, but rather it's what enables and facilitates the yeshiva's ability to provide a Torah pure and true chinuch to our children, to the boys and girls in our community, knowing that we have the support, the trust, and financial support of parents, friends, and the community at large. It's truly a partnership when the trust is there and the appreciation is there And that in turn enables the chinuch to be there for each and every Talmud and Talmidah. And it's even more meaningful than ever before as Klal Yisrael collectively continues to suffer now in its 100th day since that dreadful October 7th when Acheinu B'nai Yisrael were attacked, tortured, and murdered. What was the most heinous and vicious crime since the days of the Holocaust? The Shalach HaKadosh says in this week's parsha, the pasuk says, "Ve'elu shemos b'nei Levi." There seems to be a special focus by Levi on the word shemos, in contrast to the terminology used for the other shvatim. The Shalach explains that is because the Shevet Levi was not part of the actual Golus, but rather in an effort to participate in the tsar and the pain of the tzibur, he called each of his sons a name which represented the Golus. Gershon, because we were strangers in the land. Kohas, because their teeth were blackened. And Merari, because they embittered their lives. Rabbosai, this is nosei ba'olim chavero, our responsibility to carry and truly feel someone else's burden, someone else's pain. This is part of Yohavta l'reacha kamocha. We love, we care, we are one. Klal Yisrael is one entity. There's a famous mashal that someone was on a boat. He began digging a hole in the floor of his room on the boat. When others saw him, they began to scream and they asked him, "What are you doing? Are you crazy? You're going to sink us all." He responded, "Excuse me, calm down. I'm just doing this in my room. It is of no concern to you." And they replied, "You're a fool. Don't you realize that we are all on one boat? What you do in your room affects us all, and you will sink the entire boat." Abosai, this is Klal Yisrael. I remember back in the 1970s when I was a bacher, my Rebbe always taught us that we are one with the people of Russia who were suffering. The Jewish people in Russia were suffering at that time. We have to feel their pain, the pain of the people we never ever met, never knew, because we are one family. In World War I, the Chavetz Chaim was known at times that instead of sleeping on his comfortable bed, he would sleep on a bench, explaining, how can I sleep on a soft bed when my family, when Acheinu B'nai Yisrael are suffering in this war? This applies to us also, my friends. We share with our Talmidim in the yeshiva that we are also on the front lines. We have to increase our davening and concentrate during our davening more than ever before. Increase the time and intensity of our learning. This is what Hashem wants for us, and it's a very powerful weapon and schus for Klal Yisrael. And this is also applicable to our yeshiva and our dinner. The Rosh HaYeshiva, administration, teachers, parent body, and friends, we are all one. We cannot do it without you, the support, without the encouragement, without the faith and trust you put in us. Rabbosai, let me tell you a little secret. It's not the Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Ruben, Rabbi Palgan, and myself that are making the yeshiva what it is. And it's not Rabbi Bauman, and it's not Rabbi Ephraim Palgan, and it's not Rabbi Noam Grossman, it's not Rabbi Gabriel Grossman, it's not Mrs. Levine, it's not Mrs. Deitch, it's not Mrs. Berkman, it's not Rabbi Brigida, it's not Rabbi Dreyfus, it's not Rabbi Palgan, and it's not Rabbi Winter, even though every single one of them and their dedicated Rabbeim, Moros, teachers, and staff do a phenomenal job. Rabbosai, it is everyone in this room who has taken of their valuable time to come out and support and show their belief in our yeshiva. And show, maybe even more important, our children, to show our children the trust and chashivas that we have for our yeshiva. That's what does it. Each one of us is the reason for our success. We have a beautiful yeshiva, 40 years strong, and a wonderful yeshiva with so many different programs and so much love, so much care and concern for each individual. Just last week, a teacher assigned a project to her students asking them to write, quote, a letter of change, a letter for change, end quote, to anyone in the yeshiva. Just write a letter to someone. One student promptly wrote a letter to Rabbi Bauman asking, what can we do with there's 2 places on the outside of the fence, outside the yeshiva, that don't have mezuzos? What do we do? Rabbi Bauman promptly wrote back, please come to my office when you can, and we will check it out. When the boy came and showed up at Rabbi Bauman's office, Rabbi Bauman dropped everything he was doing. You know he's a pretty busy man. But he dropped everything, went outside, and spent literally 10 minutes checking out the situation, discussing the need and placement of a mezuzah on those doorposts. A teacher passing by who saw this was so inspired by the care and concern shown by Rabbi Bauman to this individual that she snapped some pictures, which you should be able to see now on the screen. Hello? There we are. I both say this is what produces well-balanced B'nai Torah, B'nos Yisrael, even in the very challenging environment we live in today. And this is what your partnership produces. Baruch Hashem. We recognize that sometimes, because of your busy schedules, it requires mesirus nefesh to join a yeshiva function such as this. But this is, Rabbi Osai, what we do for a family, and we very much appreciate it. Thank you all for joining. May we all be zochah together to tremendous Torah nachas from our children. I would like to conclude with one important item. Here at Yeshiva Torah's Chaim, Torah's Emes, we have Baruch Hashem been blessed with tremendous hatzlacha, which is certainly due to Siyata D'Shmaya. On behalf of the Rosh HaYeshiva, I would like to suggest that this degree of Siyata D'Shmaya doesn't come from nowhere. It comes because we have such outstanding and talented, dedicated and selfless staff who continue to put our children, our yeshiva, first. We'd like to ask all of the YTCTE administration, Hanhola, Rabbeim, Moros, teachers and staff, to please rise at this moment as we acknowledge the amazing devotion you all give to all of our children. Both sides, please rise. Let's give them a round of applause to our YTCTE staff. You're all up, you're all standing up, Rabbosai, Moros, teachers, administration. Thank you and good night.
It is now my honor to call upon the YTCTE president, Mr. Marcos Lapchik, to make the presentation for the Cement and Kratish Center of Technology, and invite Judge Norman and Mrs. Jones Cement to come up for the dedication.
Thank you, everyone, and good evening. We are about to present a very special presentation to someone very special. So at the count of 3, everybody please, 1, 2, 3, shh. So as president, I've got a prerogative, which is that I can improvise the speech. So although I am not going to do what I did last year, there is a rule. The more that you guys are on the floor laughing, the higher Rabbi Nyman's blood pressure goes. So it's an inverse relationship. But anyways, that's great because Rabbi Nyman and I are very good friends for the last 30 years, and obviously I respect him. So anyways, Rabbi Nyman, given the fact that we've got a short program and everything's going well, your blood pressure will be fine. Baruch Hashem, and may you be stark and gesund for many years. Also, I look at the table there, and the North Miami Beach table, and I once again want to thank all the commissioners, the mayor, and the manager. Sometimes as we try to manage 1,300 rambunctious young men and women, young and kids, we make a few mistakes, but I guarantee you and I promise you and I pledge with you that we want to do it right, and we want to be one of your biggest corporate citizens in this amazing city called North Miami Beach. So we're here, we want to work with you, and hopefully we can contribute our grain of sand to this amazing city, and you guys can also help us get there, and together we can do great things together. So thank you so much, mayors, commissioners, and city manager. Now, as we go back, speaking of commissioners, city manager, mayor, we've got one of the pioneers and people from the Torah-observant community going into politics. And when you wonder, how are we going to win this war against Hamas and the forces of evil, you will realize that we've got a pretty deep bench. Just if I can kvel a little bit before I introduce our guest of honors, I guess, for lack of a better word tonight. Tonight you met Adam Medina. That was part of an amazing class of Torah Semes, Torah Chaim, including Benji Rubin, James, Rosenblatt. I mean, if this school produces dream teams, that would have been one of the dream teams that it does. So my advice to you is put your kids in the school, keep your kids in the school, and support the school, because this yeshiva, because this is made out of individuals that are going to come out B'nai Torah. They're going to come out living and loving B'nai Israel, Klal Yisrael, and Eretz Israel. Anyways, I think I went off script enough, and Rabbi Nyman, I'm back on script, so now we're good. Yeshiva Torah Semes and Torah Chaim is grateful to Judge Norman and Mrs. Joan Cement. My wife and my mother know them very well, at least Joan. Joan Cement for the dedication of the Cement and Kratish Center of Technology in the Yeshiva Clermont campus. And let's just say that Joan and Norman, the older you get, the better you are, like a fine wine. This really demonstrates how much you've devoted your life to Klal Yisrael, Eretz Israel, Medinat Israel, and all the Jewish causes. So now let's hear this. Now, in addition to the yeshiva's well-rounded Kodesh and General Studies program, it's Mesivta Avraham Zev, Dr. Abe James High School, that it can offer its students opportunities to take college-level courses in computers using state-of-the-art equipment in a spacious technology center. With plenty of new, sophisticated computer workstations, things that I understand like 3.0 printers, Sphero robots, and CNC routers, machines, the center is all geared up and ready to offer advanced programming and robotics courses to the excited high school students. Yeshiva Torah Semes Torah Chaim is honored and it's grateful to partner with the Cement family, known for its amazing philanthropy and its commitment to setting students up with the technological skills and tools for future success, and looks forward to continued technological and educational advantage to enhance in programming. It is therefore my extreme honor to honor someone that has been honored many times, but this is yet one honor that means the world to us, Dr. Mayor Norman and Joan Cement. Thank you so much. Rosh Yeshivas. A lot of things have changed. Even this yeshiva now runs in Spanish. Yeah, that's the thing that... And muy bueno. In appreciation to Judge Norman and Mrs. Joan Cement for their generous dedication of the Cement and Kratish Center of Technology and their passionate commitment to providing students with the technological skills and tools for future success. Yeshiva Torah Chaim Torah Semes, 40th Anniversary Gala, January 14, 2024, Dalet Shvas, 5784, probably. Thank you so much.
The Yeshiva Family Partnership is an extension of the parent-child partnership, working hand in hand to be mechanech each child seamlessly in yeshiva and at home. Chinuch begins at home, continues at yeshiva, and be'ezras Hashem lasts a lifetime. I would like to take this opportunity to call up YTCTE father, Mr. Benji White, and his son, our Talmid, Shai, to share their personal perspectives about this treasured partnership.
Good evening. My name is Shai White, and I'm in the 6th grade at Aurora Middle School. Thank you for joining me at my first yeshiva dinner.
It's so nice. He's excited to be here. So when the call comes in from the school or from the yeshiva that they want to have a father-son talk at the yeshiva dinner, there could be a whole host of different reactions. People, I'm sure, obviously it's not anyone in this room, might start thinking of ideas of how to come up with a simcha to go to, a flight to take, almost any excuse. In fact, I think it was Mommy had noted that we've never actually been on time in a decade to a dinner, and this would mean that we would have to come on time. But to an 11-year-old Torah MS boy, there were only 2 questions. Question number 1.
Will there be good food? It's obviously fleshik, right?
How was the food?
Very good.
And question number 2.
Will Rebbe be there?
Think about it. Will Rebbe be there? Is Rebbe here, by the way? Okay, good. Okay. What other question do you want your son to ask? There's no one else he's excited to see besides Rebbe tonight. He wouldn't have done it if Rebbe was not going to be here. He didn't care about the entertainment, although Barry is very excited to see you. He might have cared if he gets to go late to yeshiva tomorrow, but he wanted to know, is Rebbe going to be there? This year has introduced a new wrinkle in the Rebbe-Talmud dynamic and relationship, as Shai's Rebbe, who's Rabbi Berger, also serves as his science teacher. From a hashkafic perspective, this has been beautiful because it allows Shai to encounter the science curriculum from a purely Toradic type of perspective, direct from his Rebbe. However, this new beautiful type of a relationship has had some unintended consequences. One day, I just wanted to see where Rebbe is before I say this. Okay, great. One day, I came home and Shai asked if Amazon sells liquid nitrogen tanks and fire extinguishers. Why?
Well, Rebbe explained to us how to make homemade dry ice that explodes.
Now, any parent of middle school boys is used to the occasional Amazon ask for explosive devices, something that happens quite often. However, when your son says, because Rebbe explained, it adds a whole level of chashivas, of gravitas to the question. How about the time I came home? Thank God Mommy didn't come home yet. I came home in our dining room to find the entire floor covered in matches. I don't mean one match or a box of matches. I mean every single match that we had in the entire house. The fancy ones in the glass thing that my wife uses for Shabbos lift, the long ones for the barbecue, thousands of matches on the dining room floor. Why is that, Shai?
Well, Rebbe challenged us to figure out how to hang a full bottle of water from a string held up by only 3 matches.
So I got stuck because of Rebbe, spending the entire night, and we tried to hang a bottle of water with string and matches in our dining room. And unfortunately, we didn't quite get it. However, during the next day, I received a text from Rebbe with a photo showing that Shai and the boys, during their recess, actually got it to work. Yes, they hung a whole bottle of water from a table with string and with 3 matches. Very big smile. Yes, we're all very proud. It'll go on his shidduch resume. Very big smiles from the boys and a very, very excited Rebbe. But it went far beyond a physics trick, because Rebbe was teaching Shai the power of a perseverance, not just for science, but for his learning, for trying to master the sugya, for dedicating the extra time to memorize the Shemona Esrei and to be tested on the translation. He was including both my wife and I as partners in the endeavor, both for the investment in the matches, but also for the encouragement in order to make it happen. This episode very much encapsulates one of the hallmarks of the Torah's MS educational system that we have encountered. Chinuch takes a village. It's a partnership between Talmud and Rebbe, but also between the Hanhala and the parents. The Torah's MS experience spans beyond the yeshiva campus, beyond the 8, 8:10, 8:30, sometimes with the bus it's like 8:45, to 5 o'clock school day. The school extends to the home just like the home extends into the school. It's a symbiotic type of a relationship where together we are able to build our children into the B'nai Torah that we aspire them to become.
That is right. It's like the time when my 5th grade math teacher, Mr. Magyar, came out to our basketball playoff game, or the time when Rabbi Flayden helped me pick out my esrog at Rabbi Danzinger's, or all the times Rabbi Nyman stops by on Shabbos, or the many, many times that my mom is on the phone with Rabbi Grossman and the other Rabbi Grossman, Ms. Teach, or Rabbi Bauman.
It's part of the blueprint for Chinuch success, from the top down in every division that we've experienced with all of our kids. Last page. It's expanding the Chinuch focus from just the student to the family and to the broader community. And we see this as a constant effort that the school devotes to energizing the parents and the community. The programs that they run, at least in Miami Beach, the programs that they run in sending both Rabbi Moskowitz and the members of the Hanhala to give teaching shiurim, to give parenting shiurim, or when we have the schos to be able to host boys from the Beis Medrash for Shabbos so that our children are able to see what we aspire for them to become. It's part of the derech, it's part of the path. It's the way that it works if you can let it work that way. And we have seen that the more you're able to lean in, the more you're able to invest as a parent, the bigger the role that you play in the village, the bigger the impact that the yeshiva can have both on our children and on inspiring our families.
We want to thank the Rosh Yeshivas and all the Rebbes, Moras, teachers, office staff, coaches, even the bus monitors for being a part of our village, for being part of the partnership. Thank you and good night.
shoym simba vashvi bechor ishu vakotzir oy lomim boy simba ipsi yagdando soy yadbo levorech shon lo ishpe omim la shoym simba vashvi Hashem Eloike Hashem Eloike
May I ask everyone to please direct your attention to the video screens.
Our children learn both from the parents who send them off and the staff who greet them at yeshiva. Together, we're raising a generation where individual godless is fostered, encouraged, and recognized.
2 Shabbosim ago, my family made a kiddush for my daughter, and my 4-year-old son, his pre-K Mora, came to the kiddush. And when he saw her walk in, he ran over and gave her a huge hug. He was so excited, and for days after, he was talking about the fact that his Mora came to the kiddush. And to me, there's 2 big points over here. One is that my son was so excited to see his Mora, that he loves her, that he has an appreciation for everything everything that she's doing. The second is that the Mora could have easily said, it's Shabbos, it's a 4-year-old kid, what's the big deal, do I have to come? But she felt an achrayus. She came to the Kiddush and she made his week.
Masorah is instilled in the classroom and practiced at home. Together, we're raising a generation that knows where they're coming from and what to aim for.
Masorah means to me the beauty of hearing stories that my kids share when they come home with a packet of photos of Gedolim, and on the back of that photo there's a story, their story, and it becomes now our story.
They turn page after page, deep in limud, with the passion they learned at yeshiva and the commitment they've gathered from home. Together, we're raising a generation dedicated to Limud HaTorah.
My 11th grader, Tzvi, had Rabbi Stein, and he was part of the first year of the Chazar program, and it was amazing to watch him. He would get into my car in the morning with a tattered Gemara, and he was constantly reviewing over and over and over again. My other kids would see him with a Gemara at any time of day, and he had, I think, a few hundred emudim that he chazered himself. And this is not something that we can teach. This is something that you have to absorb from the Rebbe. The Rebbe's and yeshiva really gave these boys a tremendous cheshek for learning.
They know how to connect because they learn how to daven in the classroom and they witness it at home. Together, we're raising a generation that knows how to connect with Hashem.
One of the things that I appreciate most about the yeshiva is the emphasis that they place on tefillah. On Hanukkah, my daughter came home and said that she learned that it is really important to daven by the Hanukkah candles after lighting the menorah. So it was so nice for our whole family to sit by the candles and daven together for Klal Yisrael, for ourselves, and it was really nice to do this together as a family.
Derech Eretz is a value they gain from watching what happens both in yeshiva and at home. Together, we're raising a generation that respects each other and the world around them.
When we send our children to school in the morning, we know that we're sending them to a yeshiva in which Derech Eretz is one of the primary limudim. They're going to learn about Derech Eretz, and they're going to be surrounded by Derech Eretz role models, such that when they come home, they're going to come home with the Derech Eretz they learned about in yeshiva, and it's going to continue with them to the rest of the evening, into the Bein Hazmanim, to the Chol HaMoed, to the summer vacation. Every time they come back from school, they're coming home with the Derech Eretz they learned about in school.
We feel proud seeing the results of years of dedication and shared chinuch at both home and yeshiva. Together, we're raising a generation where each child's gadlus is celebrated.
My son, he was always a little bit shy, especially when it comes to being in a bar mitzvah celebration, dancing with other students. And I have to say, it is absolutely incredible watching the transformation of my son this year in Rabbi Eisenman's class. The way he has gone from a little bit of a shy kid to one who literally is so looking forward to his own bar mitzvah even more now.
It's both the lessons and the supporters that set the foundation for a vibrant chinuch. Together, we're ensuring every child's abilities are honed, encouraged, and grown.
The partnership between the parents and the teachers and the administration is very unique. One of the things that I really liked is that in the initial stages of the admission process, they have like a questionnaire, if you will, having you describe all the different things about your child, what they like, their different behaviors and stuff like that, doing their best to make the year the most successful for your child.
Our partnership is deep and long-lasting, spanning generations. We welcome former YTCTE parent and current grandfather, Rav Ephraim Friedman, and his grandson, our Talmud, Chanochi Hollander, to share their insights on the tie that binds us all together through multiple generations at YTCTE.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mari Barabosai. I want to begin by saying that my connection to Yeshiva Toras Emes, Toras Chaim, goes back over 50 years. And you're wondering, how's that possible? If we're celebrating a 40th dinner, how could you be connected to an institution more than 10 years before it existed? But the answer is really very, very simple and obvious. And that is that this yeshiva did not sprout from nowhere. It was shortly, a little bit more than 50 years ago, that I entered as a high school student to the Yeshiva Chavetz Chaim in Queens, New York. And everybody knows that Yeshiva Torres Chaim, Torres Emes, is a direct outgrowth of that yeshiva. So I really feel connected to the yeshiva long before the yeshiva existed. But if we fast forward about 30 years, it was about roughly 21 years ago when my son's high school menahel recommended to us that he go down south, come to Miami, and join the Beis Medrash of Torres Chaim, and enter Rabbi David Sharfman's shiur. Thankfully, Kadosh Baruch Hu guided us properly that we accepted the advice. And Avram Eliezer came down to Torres Chaim, and it was love at first sight. And I'd say that he developed an eternal bondship with the yeshiva and with the Miami community. He spent his Beis Medrash years in the yeshiva. Rabbi Sharfman, Zichron Levacha, was a tremendous Rebbe for him and a tremendous role model, and he's sorely missed in our mishpacha. But the entire yeshiva became his home and became a place that molded him, developed him into a Ben Torah, and set the stage and the direction as Hashem for the rest of his life. Now that my wife and I are fortunate enough to live in this community, together with both of our children, Baruch Hashem, and their children, and now that most of my grandchildren are students of the yeshiva at one level or another, we have an opportunity to see the yeshiva more firsthand and to see what really makes them tick and how things are done, Baruch Hashem, in such a successful fashion. One thing I know from my personal experience being here the last 4+ years, I've interacted in many ways with many of the Rebbeim of the yeshiva and some of the Moras as well. And I'm extremely impressed by the extremely high caliber of Rebbeim and Moros and teachers that the yeshiva employs to teach all the Talmidim. I'm saying that from a personal knowledge of them on many levels. We see also the tremendous effort that goes into designing a chinuch program for every child, for every Talmud, for every level. We see the unwavering dedication the yeshiva has to continue to grow, to continue to provide for the needs of a very fast, Baruch Hashem, growing community. And there is no question, we see as well that the yeshiva is an integral part and one of the main reasons for this tremendous growth of this community and Bez Hashem for its continued growth for many years. So it's really an honor to be part of the yeshiva, and I think I would be remiss if I didn't mention, I'd also get it from my wife if I didn't mention, that it's not only when I stepped into the yeshiva, that wasn't the beginning of our family's shaykhs to the yeshiva. Maybe I thought it was, but a number of years later, when I got married, I married into a family that knew about the yeshiva way long before I was born. So my grandson here, Chanochi, Baruch Hashem, is a 4th generation Chavetz Chaim, which means a 4th generation, we could say, Torres Chaim and Torres Emes. And even though the yeshiva has not been around for 4 generations in physical sense, but they really have. So it's chus to be here. And now I turn to Chanoch and say, in 1 or 2 short sentences, what would you say about your shaykhus to the yeshiva?
I believe it's a chus to be a Talmud in Yeshiva Torres Emes with Rebbeim and teachers who are committed to understanding what is best for me to help me reach my potential. And I look forward to the day when I will be standing here as the Zaidi, hearing my grandchild share his impressions of the yeshiva.
Okay. Thank you, Chanoch. Thank you very much. And as Hashem, the yeshiva should be zocheh to continue in Hatzlacha for many years, for each and every Talmud, and to build the whole community.
Please direct your attention to the video screens as we all join together to celebrate the past 40 years of chinuch partnership. We look forward towards a future made even brighter, thanks in large part to everyone in this room today.
The idea of starting Yeshiva Toras Chaim originated 40 years ago in my living room with myself, my wife, and Rabbi Chait.
Group of very dedicated lay leaders wanted to see an additional source of Torah in the community.
The mission was to have a standard yeshiva similar to the yeshivas in New York, where boys can grow in their Yiddishkeit and their learning, and at the same time have a great atmosphere and a great education.
And it started in a small little shul in Mid-Beach in Carlisle Avenue.
Rabbi Chait was the first one in, and I joined him the second year. We set up shop in a small little storefront on 41st Street in Miami Beach.
The original class had 8 students. Of those 8 students, one of them was my brother, Chaim Yitzchak Eliyahu, and his best friend was Rabbi Shapiro.
Yeshiva Toras Emes at that time was a small struggling school, not affiliated with Toras Chaim at all. And Rabbi Chait decided that it would be a good idea to merge the two schools together and have a elementary school as a feeder for the high school.
Little by little, step by step, we started making inroads in the community. Some more families moved in.
We were able to purchase our campus on 163rd Street. It was a conservative shul. We eventually purchased the North Campus, which is where we have the Yeshiva Gedola and the high school.
And it's very impressive and very unbelievable how much progress the school has made since then.
I don't think my friends and I understood how fortunate we were to have Rabbi Grumblad as an 11th grade Rebbe, Rabbi Nyman as a 12th grade Rebbe, Rabbi Chait as a Halacha Rebbe, Rabbi Mandel for Musar. And I can tell you it wasn't what they taught us that was the most important. It was how they made us feel.
It was a very close-knit, small school. We were probably 20 kids in a class, 1 class per grade. And it was a very diverse crowd, but also very accepting and loving, and everyone got along.
The yeshiva took a young kid who didn't have a picture of what he wanted to become, what he wanted to accomplish. Through developing me and learning, they made someone who tries his best to live up to that, to give over that understanding of what life's about to his Talmidim.
You may not see that transition in one day, but when you look back at the greater picture, you've gone from a child who's learning for pizza to someone who learns because you value that. That's the only thing you want in this world. They turn you into a Ben Torah. They turn you into a genuine Oved Hashem.
Certainly, when we were building Yeshiva in the early days, we certainly did have an optimistic view that we would grow and we would develop, but we did not imagine how strong the Mossad would become.
It's awe-inspiring. I don't think any of us ever dreamt that there would be multiple buildings and all the different programming and all the extracurriculars that they have.
I'm so impressed with the quality of students that Toras Emes, Toras Chaim is producing. It is high caliber education. All the Rebbeim are very dedicated. They work hard. All the teachers are very dedicated, work hard. And it really gives me a lot of nachas to see how this school developed and what it became today.
You can see it in the boys and the girls that are in the school system, how full of their cheretz and full of excitement and full of happiness they are attending the school.
The other day, my 4-year-old son in pre-K asked my wife if she went to the same school that he's going to. She said no. And he said, "You're so not lucky. I'm so lucky. I go to the best school."
It's just a beautiful tapestry of everybody working together to put out the finest product that we could put out.
It may change over the years. The buildings may look different, but that exclusive focus on doing the Ratzon Hashem, teaching his children, his Torah in the way that his Talmidim learned it from their Rebbe, that's part of what we do every day.
It's seeing the Rabbeim, seeing the role models, wanting to be like them, growing, and over time, it builds you up. It turns you into a Ben Torah for life.
The family that Chaya and I raised is a direct correlation to the love and caring that the yeshiva put into me when I was a teenager here in school.
Today I work for Agudas Yisrael of Florida. I'm constantly having interactions with government officials. I'm speaking on the Senate floor, on the House floor. These are skills, the English language skills that I learned at Yeshiva Toras Emes, Toras Chaim.
I love that my children have the opportunity to attend the school that I went to, that my siblings went through, and we gained so many valuable relationships that are cherished till this day even.
Their determination, their care, their depth of understanding, that's what started the yeshiva, and that's what's still there in all its power.
It gets stronger and stronger as the years go on. I can't wait to see what the next 40, 50 years looks like.
You should continue to have success just as you have until now, and we should continue to see much nachas, all the Talmidim and Talmidos, everybody who participates in the journey of Yeshiva Toras Chaim, Toras Emes.
May I ask everyone once again to direct their attention to the video screens for your favorite and mine, our feature music video.
Fills my heart, the warm embrace that plays its part, because it takes a loving team to become the very best I can be.
Their role extends beyond my own, it never ends when I am grown, and for the time that I am here, my yeshiva sees I'm handled with care.
Because we're partnered up, YTCTE, Yeshiva home and community, raising us like we're meant to be. Everyone as a whole looking out for me. All of us, YTCTE, Yeshiva home and community, hand in hand as one entity. Never gonna stop you, what you got, come on top, you're there for me. So thank you all for what you do, the endless ways we count on you. You've held our hands since we were small, and you never left our side through it all. In one big world of unity, we gather here, both you and me, and we reflect on every part. Yeah, there's no way else we could get this far. Because we're partnered up, YTCTE, Yeshiva home and community, raising us like we're meant to be. Everyone as a whole looking out for me. All of us, YTCTE, Yeshiva home and community, hand in hand as one entity. Never gonna stop you, what you got, come on top, you're there for me.
From my family at home, helping me to grow.
In yeshiva each day, teaching what I know.
With South Florida's best, coming from all sides. Okay, new, thanks to you, all of you.
We're partnered up, YTCTE, Yeshiva home and community, raising us like we're meant to be. Never gonna stop you, what you got, come on top, you're there for me.
Thank you to all our partners for joining us this evening and for continuing to partner with us In the future, parents are welcome to take home the notes and pictures from your children to be found in the lobby. You're all invited to take some dessert out on the balcony and rejoin us in this room for a special concert as we continue to enjoy the uplifting and inspiring songs of Barry Weber. On behalf of Yeshiva Teres Chaim Teres Emes, thank you all for coming. A minyan from Marv will take place momentarily in the Bayview room to my left. Please remember to bench or make a bracha achroina before leaving this room. May we all be zeichet to continue to support this wonderful institution and in turn be zeichet to see our children and grandchildren fulfill their potential in every way. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. I'd like to start the conclusion of the evening with thanking Hashem. I'd like to invite Yitzi and Shragi Danziger, Yechiel Kleinman, and Yirmi Koppelman to join me with the song Tov Lahodos Lashem. Toiv le'oidois Lashem, Toiv le'oidois Lashem, ulezamen l'shimecha elyon. Toiv le'oidois Lashem, Toiv le'oidois Lashem, ulezamen l'shimecha elyon. Ahi le'agid b'boike, b'boike l'chazdecha, yemunascha b'leiloi. Le'agid b'boike, b'boike l'chazdecha, yemunascha b'leiloi. שומר, צר ואויב לא יקרב. אך ביד ביד, ישראל זה עמך, לא מלמעלה הוא שומר, 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 ישראל. עם ישראל לא מפחד, השם אלוקיך הולך איתך. עם ישראל לא מפחד, השם אלוקינו, השם אחד. עם ישראל לא לפחד, השם אלוקיך הולך איתך. עם ישראל לא לפחד, השם אלוקינו, השם אחד. עם ישראל לא מפחד, השם אלוקיך הולך איתך. עם ישראל לא לפחד, השם אלוקינו, השם אחד. עם ישראל לא לפחד, השם אלוקיך הולך איתך. עם ישראל לא לפחד, השם אלוקינו, השם אחד. בכל מקום, כל הזמן, יש לכולנו מגדול ועד קטן, ימים יפים וגם בחור, ובאמת שוב על כל השאלות. יש אלוקים אחד גדול בעולם הזה, נעשה לנו הכל מנפלה מקרן אור, את הנציב הזה רציף לסבלור, וזה ידוע, חיים זה מתנה, ציווי ורשות לכולם. מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה לאבד, ולנו יש את מלך העולם, הוא שומר אותנו מכולם. מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה לאבד, ולנו יש את מלך העולם, הוא שומר אותנו מכולם. אני מאמין באמונה של אמור, ובתיאס המשיח. אני מאמין, אני מאמין באמונה של אמור, ובתיאס המשיח. אני מאמין, משיח, 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 אוי אוהב לכל יואב, משיח, 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 מחכה לו שיבוא. משיח, 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 איי איי, מחכה לו. ya in koze ya hakelo ve sheo boy ya she is mama ya in koze ya hakelo ve sheo boy sheo boy sheo boy sheo boy sheo boy sheo boy I'll let you start. Beautiful. Thank you, guys. Thank you. ולפני אבינו שבשמיים שייתן בלבך ותהיה יראת השם על פניך כל ימי חייך Marshall, before we sing the next song. So of course there was once a king, and the king announced that he's building himself a new palace, and whoever wants to visit him can come and visit him. And of course, right away a whole group of people came to visit the king, but to find out that the king hid himself in a very complicated maze. In order to get there, you have to break through a lot of barriers. So, what don't you do to get closer to the king? They thought of some strategies, and they breached the gate. They broke the gate open, and they went in. Soon to find out, there was a bunch of wild animals roaming around. Lions, bears, wolves. And of course, some of them were frightened and they backed off. But the strong ones, the heroic ones, went forward and they broke through that challenge as well until they reached the next gate. When they breached the next gate, they saw there's another challenge. There's a challenge of fire. And when they breached through that, there was a challenge of water and so on, until they got very tired and they decided, instead of fighting the whole life, they'll just build the stage very high and they'll go up high. And that's how they're going to see the king, from the stage. But we all know what happens. They go up there and nothing happens. They're just another monk standing like this, waiting for nothing. One day, they see a little guy down there with torn clothes, is walking around and screaming, "King! Where are you?" And these guys are laughing from him. We went through so many challenges, we didn't win. What is this guy thinking? So they're screaming down to the guys like, "What are you looking for?" Like, "What do you mean? I'm looking for the king." So they're laughing. In order for you to see the king, you really have to build a stage like we do. So this kid said, no, you don't understand. I don't have to build a stage. The king is my father. And therefore, if I call him, he's gonna come to me. So these guys start laughing. He's your father, and that's how you look, with torn clothes? If he is your father, he probably doesn't want to see you. And as they told him this, and he realized that he's very far from his father, he started crying. And he was screaming out, "Abba!" with a broken heart. And right away, of course, all the gates opened up. Because all we need to do is to realize that we're here for challenges, and we're here to break through gates, but we can't do it ourselves. While we're breaking through the gates, we have to scream, "Abba, beficha, ibelvavcha, ki korev elecha." It's very close to you. All you need to do is open your heart, pray, call to your father, and of course, Tati's gonna listen. בשמיים 5 minutes כי היינו רק בכלס בגויים נחשבנו כצוין לטבח יובל להרוג ולאבד ולמכה ולחרבה הבית משמיים מורי כי היינו רק בכלס בגויים נחשבנו כצוין לטבח יובל להרוג ולאבד ולמכה ולחרבה ובכל זוהיר שמחה לא ישכחנו ובכל זוהיר שמחה לא ישכחנו משמיים אורב כי היינו רק בכלס בגויים נחשבנו כצוין לטבח יובל שומר עלינו, הוא אוהב אותנו, הוא אבא של כולם. במלחמות, בנסתרות, גם שם איתנו, אבא שלי, מלך העולם ומתי. אותנו אבא שלי מלך העולם אבא מלך העולם מלך אבא של כולם ושוב ושוב אתה סולח רק אליך עוד נורח אבא תתה אבא 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 מלך העולם של כולם רק אליך עוד נורח אבא הוא שומר עלינו, הוא אוהב אותנו, הוא אבא של כולם. במלחמות שומר עלינו, במסתרות גם שם איתנו, אבא שלי מלך העולם. Everybody sing, אבא מלך העולם, אבא של כולם, ושוב ושוב אתה סולח אבא תתה אבא 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 מלך העולם מלך שוב ושוב אתה סולח רק אליך עוד מונע אבא תתה I'd like to invite again to the stage Yitzi and Shragi Danziger. Oh, Yechiel and Yermi.
אני מאמין באמונה שלמה, בראייה
you so much. Ani mamin, ani mamin, ani mamin. Beyemuno sheleimo, bevias Hamashiach, bevias Hamashiach, ani mamin. Yani mamin, yani. Oh, yani עם כל זה אני מאמין, עם כל זה אחק אלוהי בכל יום שיומוי. אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין באמונו שלנו ובביאת המשיח, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין. Mashiach bevias, Mashiach ani mamin, ani mamin, oy ani mamin, oy ani mamin. Beyemuno shelemo. אני מאמין, ואני מאמין, אני מאמין, אוי אוי אוי, בימי אמונו, אוי אני מאמין, עם כל זה אחק אלוהי בכל יום, בכל יום, טפט טפט טפט. אני מאמין באמונה, באמונה שלמה. אני מאמין באמונה, באמונה, באמונה שלמה. Bevias HaMoshiach, Bevias HaMoshiach, Ani ma'amin, Oy ani ma'amin. Bevias HaMoshiach, Bevias HaMoshiach, Ani ma'amin. Sure. Ani ma'amin be'emunah, be'emunah, be'emunah shelema. Ani ma'amin be'emunah, be'emunah, be'emunah shelema. Oy bevias HaMoshiach, bevias HaMoshiach, ani ma'amin, oy ani ma'amin. Bevias HaMoshiach, ani ma'amin, oy ani ma'amin, ani ma'amin. Emunah, be'emunah. Ay bevias HaMoshiach, bevias HaMoshiach, ani ma'amin, oy ani ma'amin. Oy bevias HaMoshiach, bevias HaMoshiach, ani ma'amin, oy ani ma'amin. Sorrow. The pain has lasted for thousands of years, but soon we'll stop crying. The cruelty will end. The Melech HaMashiach will be sent. Everybody sing together someday. besoich Yerushalayim Yircham Oy Zari Talmidai Chachomim V'Chasidim Ahivim Lemalo V'Nechmodim Lemato V'Sachzik Es Levovo V'Toiro V'Avoido HaKoil V'Tzoy Necho Adoi Oy Riboynoi Shelo Elam Shelo Elam Chod Zeman HaGeile Is noch nicht du Riboynoi Shelo Elam Shelo Elam One more time Riboynoi Zeman HaGeile is noch nicht du Riboynoi Shelo Elam Shelo Elam Bize kreitsch med Amen Weil die größte Gules ist doch gut nicht gering Riboynoi Shelo Elam Shelo Elam Bize kreitsch med Amen och adrin Weil die größte Gules ist doch gut nicht gering Oy Riboynoi Shelo Elam Shelo Elam If the Welt an die ganze Welt bist die Amelech, Amelech, Amelech allein If Sharai Shumayim Bezah V'yatzar Echadai Lanu Sita V'yatzar Echadai Lanu Sita Sharai Shumayim Bezah Sharai לא נוסיף שערי שמיים בזר דת 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 ich will sein ja ich will sein hayrai shumayim oy 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 dat 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 ich will sein ja ich will sein hayrai shumayim oy oy Ribono Shalom Avshay Rachmanes Avdane Kindele 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 Ki krivim el yohnim Malach hayem yohim Ki krivim el yohnim Malach hayem Hit Shabbos v'tachitza Tayrit in America Hit Shabbos v'tachitza 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 Tayrit in America Hit Shabbos v'tachitza Tayrit in America It's Shabbos v'tachitza, v'tachitza, v'tachitza. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Oh, yeah, mama, my. Atkan kofe alef, atkan kofe alef, atkan kofe atkan kofe alef. La 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 la. Oh yo. la la la